first rodeo by any stretch of the imagination. He's won tournaments online. He has had incredible placings at some of the bigger tournaments that have taken place over the couple of years, online at least. And it's been pretty good. He's kind of reintroducing Lucas to the scene. But as we get into the loser side of things, losers 8 is going to be BONK versus MouseRat. Meta Knight versus Pikachu. We have seen this before. I do believe that MouseRat got the better of BONK in a rather convincing fashion the last time that these two met. Call me crazy, but yeah, it's not easy to do. MouseRat is quite the formidable force online, especially with that little yellow rat that he's got there.
Little yellow rat, little yellow trap, more like it, man, because he just gets you in all sorts of frame traps just by effortlessly playing the game and up-tilting you to absolutely no nth degree. Pikachu, considered one of, if not the best character in the game. We almost saw a little bit of classic BONK shenanigans right there with the ladder. We're probably going to be seeing a little more of that later in this best of 3 set, and I like what BONK was doing right there, electing to go for the drill rush. A little bit like right straight away towards the stage. He didn't want to jump right there, you know, because I love where MouseRat's train of thought was off the level right there, is that up B takes the first stock. When he was off the level right there, what is BONK? He's Meta Knight. He's the Meta Knight, to say the least. One of, if not the best ones to play the game. And what does Meta Knight have? Multiple jumps. And I love how MouseRat went off stage to try to call out the fact that he was probably going to use one of those multiple jumps, as many other lower level Meta Knight players would be one to do immediately on, because, you know, he just has multiple jumps. Why would he not use them? I love how he went off stage for that Thunder to try to catch him. But BONK, just a little too smart for that at this stage in the game, drill rushing through, and now we have Meta Knight with a lead, tacking on more damage with that jab, as Meta Knight players are one to do in this game. You're going to see BONK throughout this set probably do a lot of run-up jabs. It's actually low-key one of the best ways that Meta Knight gets damage, besides the obvious factor in his dash attack, which is still one of the best dash attacks in this game. But it doesn't matter how big and beautiful and pink those wings are. You start flapping them too much off the level, a character with as high of an offstage presence as Pikachu is going to be able to do it to you nice and quick, while he already evens out this game so beautifully, Stu the announcer. Look at this damage that is already tacking off from MouseRat.
MouseRat, he knows this character inside and out. And even though, yes, Meta Knight is definitely a different character, one of those characters that are the exception that kind of proves the comboing rule, it's MouseRat doesn't really seem to have a problem tacking on damage. He's okay with getting these resets sometimes. He's more than fine with winning neutral. He's mixing pretty well, all things considered. And BONK has had a little bit of trouble deciding what exactly to do with this rat. And as MouseRat gets BONK off stage, having a little bit of trouble negotiating is MouseRat, though eventually decidedly taking the advantage back. Now the edge guarding onus is on him. He will instead defer, and they will reset back to neutral. And oh man, that difference maker is going to be the sword for BONK if he does in fact take the game. Whenever he has been catching the approaches of MouseRat, it's been with that sword, and it's been by him just keeping the perfect amount of space between he and MouseRat. Even though obviously you have greater rushdown capabilities if you are a Pikachu. As yeah, that up throw is going to take stock number 2 off of the Philadelphia mainstay BONK, former top 5 player in fact. But it's going to be hard to judge whether or not BONK can get these hits consistently enough without it just boiling down to guesswork, because that seems to be the big problem here. And he does only have 34 points to make up. I'm not saying he can't take the lead, but getting this last hit, getting him up to kill percentage, might be the problem here. You cannot rely on the ladder combo into the Nether Realm.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're stuck going for harder reads against a character like Pikachu, one who is just really not even a jack of all trades, just really like a foreman of all trades, to say the least, with how good this character is, to say the least. It's going to be rough. Meta Knight, what has he got? He's got no projectiles to be able to really play the longer sort of type zoning game against Pikachu, or at the very least tack on damage from a distance. He's got no option to be able to tack on damage from that distance. Instead, he's going to have to rely pretty much solely on these conversions off of dash attack, perhaps some run-up jabs, you know. because Meta Knight, you know, the Leaf Swordsman of Steel, that sword, it ain't the biggest one in this game, to say the least, you know, so he's not going to really be able to rely on the solid spacing that you will see from a lot of other sword characters. Rather, Meta Knight is one who's about mobility and mixing up his movement to see how exactly he can get the 1 or 2 options that he has to be able to get that solid damage. But at the very least, BONK is definitely playing a smaller character as well. He doesn't have to worry about being a bigger target to deal with a lot of Pikachu's onslaught, but he is also a lighter one as well, 146 tacking up, and a lot of Pikachu's options are actually going to kill, as that forward smash would have been meaty as hell. I would have wanted BONK to be like the TF2 Scout and yell BONK if he actually landed that. Would have been personally upset with him if he didn't, but unfortunately for him, he did just narrowly, that was pixels away, missing that spacing. And if you're going to miss any semblance of spacing against Pikachu, you're going to have to worry about his dash attack, which for some damn reason, Stu the announcer, kills in this game, as you guys are about to see again in glorious HD perfection. Off the top, easy peasy, Meta Knight, one of this game's lighter characters for sure. And that is going to be able to do it for BONK's first game. He's got 2 more if he wants to have any chance at advancing on further through this loser's bracket. MouseRat can rest a little bit easier now, but not too easy. Up a game against one of Philadelphia's finest.
Yeah, not necessarily the proudest moment in Smash's development history, but nevertheless, here we are in game number 2. And yeah, Pika's dash attack kills. We are, for some reason, having to cope with this reality in the year 2020, but we are having to cope with a few harsh realities now in our world, so we are just going to cope with that, nevertheless. And, oh, the potential ladder combos, MouseRat doing such a good job of getting out of it, and yeah, no, that's just Pikachu for you. You're not the easiest character to combo, not the easiest character to kill. For some reason, just kind of allowed to wander around and be, and you really do just want to fumigate the little shit out of there, but you kind of can't.
That you can, my friend, but I do believe there are animal cruelty laws that go up against that. Meta Knight, of course, you know, he represents the captain of the Meta Knights. He doesn't exactly care about those. He's a little bit more of a vigilante, and he also doesn't care what you have to say about his appearance. Definitely looking pretty in pink today. But yeah, it's gonna be rough, man, because I feel like BONK, just playing the character that he does, he's got to rely so much more on callouts to be able to do stuff against a character like Pikachu. You see him going for a couple of fade back forward smashes, actually reminiscent of Blue Striker a little bit, although both are essentially around the same levels of lag. I mean, BONK's forward smash is definitely an option that he can spam out in the neutral without having to worry too much about a punish against most characters, I would say. Pikachu, though, he's got some options against that. But more than anything, I think something that's going to needle him off as BONK just kisses both ends of the blast zone right there, just narrowly making it back. And just as I should say, making it back, he's going to make me eat my words and get my first commentator's curse of the night. Actually is faltering down, perhaps running out of jumps, or just not aware of the spacing that he needed, or just maybe he just fast fell. I don't know, but that's going to be BONK, unfortunately, self-destructing his first stock away. He can't afford to be doing that.
I think it was just out of jumps there. It didn't really look like he could have done much of anything. Otherwise, wait, no, he didn't up B yet. I don't think.
No, he didn't. He didn't up B. He just, for some reason, he didn't. I saw, which leads me to think that he fast fell and just did it a little too quickly before he went down. I don't know. Wi-Fi sometimes causes the flubs. You can go ahead and blame it on that. He can blame it on his ADD, sale, whatever he wants to blame it on. We can cross that bridge later when we come to it. But right now, he's got to take this stock against MouseRat right now if he wants any chance of being able to do so. Fortunately for him, the little rat is lighter than Meta Knight by actually only 1 unit, but Meta Knight, a lot of his raw options will definitely kill right now. And speaking of raw options, you got a very dangerous one right there in the reverse up B out of shield, an option that if he missed would have spelled a huge punish for BONK. But if there's any player who knows when to hold himself back and reserve those options that he needs to be able to take out stocks from a character like Pikachu, it's arguably the best Meta Knight in BONK.
Yeah, and that's I'm not really sure what made you think that jumping was a good idea, to be completely honest, MouseRat. I do not agree with that line of thinking at all, but nevertheless, could that be the momentum swing that BONK needs? MouseRat doing a decent job of making sure that that all the damage that he receives is at least being given back in kind, excuse me.
I agree with the first one. I agree with the first one as well. I also agree with In Time. I feel like Meta Knight, you know, as good at racking up damage as he is, you know, he lacks projectiles and therefore has a harder way to get in on a character like Pikachu who can just essentially...
Oh, beautifully done! But yeah, there was an up B for that, and eventually the back air is going to kill. Beautifully done. And BONK, all of a sudden, finds himself with the lead. How long he can keep it may well be up to him. He's got to rely on his fundamentals if he wants to get this... He wants to further his lead. He rolled the dice and missed the ledge. I think he was looking for more of an offensive measure and committed to that.
That was so unfortunate, man. He, unfortunately for him, with that side B, just narrowly missed the ledge, rode up it, and bounced off into the long-lasting, lingering hitbox of Pikachu's forward smash. As MouseRat is able to immediately take that game back, and missing the second hit, he's going to eat a punish, but it's not going to be too unfortunate for him because he is not at kill percent just yet. But this game is a lot more even than it was just a minute ago, Stu. This is looking like something else all of a sudden. Both of these players just pulling out all the cards, all the stops in what is potentially the final game of BONK's Platinum Star Smash Online 2 tournament run. Just narrowly taken away from him, literally a decimal percent away from each other to show you how even this game is. But the dash attack, gonna inverse it a little bit. He's the character off stage, but now he's got multiple jumps to be able to make it back, utilizing the low lag of the Dimensional Cave to teleport his way back to the level, but he gets caught out with a few more of his jumps. MouseRat's gonna go deep. He's gonna go for that down air. Why wouldn't he? But the up B, man.
Oh, no, he went for it.
I respect it. I respect that so much.
The thing is that you have been rolling the dice for so long in this set. So many times you really had to grab them and just hope for the best. And every single time it seemed like he came up empty. I'm not sure what compelled him to keep doing it. I do respect him in a sense, but you have been seeing MouseRat drift out of that so many times, and that is just the nature of the character that you are playing in Pikachu. You just have to expect that sometimes you are going to expect one of the rats to be there, but excellent aerial drift. MouseRat was holding that the whole time and was very aware of what BONK could do at the very least, even if you didn't know exactly what they were going to do.